Welcome home. Alright, so Creation Club in its full form is here for Skyrim Special Edition for not only PC, but Xbox One and PlayStation 4 as well, so make sure you go out and get Survival Mode for free as it's available. They said it should be available for an entire week for free, but I suggest just getting it as soon as you possibly can so that you can keep it forever. Like my last video I said, it is not a limited trial. Once you get it for free, you keep it permanently. Anyways, there are some things in the Creation Club for Skyrim Special Edition that we did not know about, and that's why I'm going to be running through everything here in Skyrim Special Edition's Creation Club now that it's fully available. And some of this actually does look pretty interesting, so I'm not going to be completely negative Nancy here in this video. We're just going to be running through everything in Creation Club, seeing what's available, and yeah, let's start off with Survival Mode. If you haven't heard about Survival Mode, it adds a lot to the game. And the most comparable mods that I can think of are Frostfall and I Need. If you haven't heard of those, you want to know more about Survival Mode, I'll leave my Survival Mode full details video down in the description below so that you can hear more about Survival Mode. There's a lot to it, so I'm not going to explain the entire thing here. Now, if we go ahead and go back, then we've got Rune's Edge, which is the bow that we saw in the screenshots, and also, I believe we saw it in the trailer when we first heard about Creation Club. So let's go ahead and read through the description really quick. Wield this deadly dark bow, favored weapon by Syl, the Duchess of Dementia. Each arrow shot has the chance to cast a spell like Paralyze, Silence, Demoralize, or Frenzy. Creation is obtained through a quest. So thankfully enough, they are adding quests for a lot of these weapons and armor in order to get them, which is making these a lot easier to swallow and making them more worth it. They're adding more additional content rather than just slapping it in your inventory. But this is good to see. So just for some screenshots, you can see the bow here. And I kind of like that it has that extra ability of randomly casting a spell when it's shot. I think that is definitely something interesting about this creation. Now let's go ahead and go back and take a look at the Divine Crusader armor. Now this is 500 credits. Now you too can wield the powerful equipment of the Divine Crusader Pelinal Whitestrake. Once reserved only for the revered Knights of the Nine, creation features 2 sets of armor and 2 weapons and is obtained through a quest. Now this is something that I didn't realize is some of these where I thought it was just going to be the armor, it does indeed include just more than that one armor. It's a little, it makes you think that there's only one armor included when it just shows the one armor on the picture, when in fact there are 2 sets of armor and there's 2 weapons, and it's also obtained through a quest, which is fantastic. So let's take a look at this, and we can see, I'm assuming this is one of the armors right here. Not exactly a fan of that one. I like this one a lot more. I'm not sure if the shield is a part of it. And then we've got the, I'm assuming these swords are a part of it, but I'm honestly not quite too sure. A lot of these actually do kind of fit into Skyrim quite well. So let's go ahead and head on back and take a look at Plague of the Dead. This was one that I found actually pretty interesting. I quickly ran through these, didn't really look at them very well, but this is one that caught my eye when I saw it. And this is 400 credits. So let's take a look at this. Plague of the Dead. In Skyrim, when the suns fall, the dead rise. Beat back these zombie hordes and retrieve valuable mort flesh. Creations appear at night at certain locations in the world and through a quest. Now this one's quite interesting. I like the addition of more enemies. And these look honestly really terrifying. And there's different versions of them. They don't all look the same, which is really good news. But they look absolutely terrifying. And to be completely honest, I already get scared playing Skyrim and Fallout, so me adding this to my game, I feel like I'd absolutely shit myself during the nights, especially if I had a Darker Nights mod. This would just, it would be like I'm playing a horror game. So yeah, this looks absolutely terrifying. This one kind of intrigues me. I might end up buying some of these just to showcase them to you guys to see whether or not they're worth it. I might do an Is It Worth It series on Creation Club. But let's move on to apparel. There's only one new item besides the Divine Crusader here, which is Arcane Accessories. So let's go ahead and take a look at this. From robes that grant spellcasting bonuses to ancient tombs holding powerful spells like Paralysis Rune and Unbound Frost, this pack will increase any mage's effectiveness. Creations are obtained through a quest, yet again, and appear in containers in the world. So not only is it added through a quest, but they also can appear in containers throughout the world. So it's added somewhat through the leveled list, which is awesome to hear. So let's go ahead and take a look at these screenshots really quick. I do not want to buy it, but as you can see right here, Fenric's welcome. Now this is really hard for me to read because it's really small on my monitor, so let me get a little closer. Caster becomes invisible and can open locks with level expert and below for 5 seconds. Activating an object or attacking will break the spell. So that is actually pretty interesting. But you guys are going to have to let me know your thoughts on all of these creations down in the comment section below after this video or during it, whatever you feel like. And I don't know how I feel about that one. That one's just kind of bland, but it is also only 100 credits, so it is something you can buy with the free credits if you haven't spent them yet. So let's move on to creatures. We've just got Plague of the Dead, gameplay, just Plague of the Dead and survival mode. Moving on to weapons, we've got what looks like to be, wow, 4 additional creations. So we've got Arcane Archer Pack. Give your hunting a magical advantage with equipment specially designed for archers, like telekinesis arrows, soul stealer arrows, and a unique power that equips a bound quiver. Creation is obtained through a quest. This one is actually pretty interesting. So as you can see in these screenshots, it adds like a magical feature to archers, which is very interesting because I love bows in Skyrim, but they never really had that magical element to it, and this adds it, which is actually pretty interesting. Some of these are bringing some uniqueness to the table. I'm not sure if a mod like this has ever existed. You can feel free to let me know down in the comments. I don't know the existence of every mod that's ever come out, so I apologize if I'm making any errors here. And we've got Chrysamir, I believe that's how you pronounce it, which is 300 credits. Known as the Paladin's Blade and Sword of Heroes, this legendary claymore is imbued with powerful magic like fire resistance, spell absorption, and devastating damage. Creation is obtained through a quest. So thankfully all of these are being obtained through quests. Now I don't know if they're just non-voice quests or if they are voice quests. If they're voice quests, my mind would be blown. But if they're just quests where you don't have to interact with anyone, I guess they're still kind of worth it. This is a very bland sword, but a closer look on it does shine light on it a little bit better. This screenshot was really poor. They should have used this screenshot. Very simple sword, adds it through a quest. And yeah, let's move on to Staff of Sheogorath, which is 250 credits. This one looks really interesting and pretty terrifying as well, an eyeball on the end of a staff. Symbol of office for the mad god Sheogorath. This grotesque staff has the power to stop opponents in their tracks. Creation is obtained through a quest and includes extra bonus artifact, the Fork of Horripilation. That is actually pretty interesting. So let's move on here, and you can see that it stops them right in their tracks. Go ahead and head on back and take a look at our last weapon that's available here, which is Stendarr's Hammer, which is 200 credits. A lot of these are more on the cheaper end, which is the 200 credits. I would say these are the prices that are more understandable. So, for example, let's quickly go to purchase credits, just so I can refresh myself. For the lowest amount of credits, which is 750 credits, is $7.99 USD. So based on that pricing, I would say these weapons are actually priced pretty well. The 200 and 250, I would say that's a pretty good pricing for weapons. This, for example, is like $2. This right here is like $250 basically. This right here is about $4. I'd say $4 is a pretty expensive price for a weapon, but about $2 or $2.50, I'd say that's more where it should be at. I'm not really sure how I feel about $5 for an armor set and almost like a worse version of the armor set, and then 2 basic weapons. Not sure how I feel about that, but it is adding more content to the game than these versions. So I don't know. I'd say these pricings are a lot more fair than what we saw for Fallout 4. I'd say if Bethesda continues with pricing like this, it would make a lot more sense. And I really like the pricing that they're going with here for some of these weapons. It's a lot more fair than what we saw for Fallout 4. And personally, some of these weapons I'm kind of intrigued on buying, like Stendarr's Hammer and Staff of Sheogorath. Those are really understandable prices. And then also Arcane Archer Pack, that would also be something I'd be somewhat interested in. Maybe even Arcane Accessories, I'm not quite too sure. And then of course we've got the purchase section, which I have survival mode. I'm not quite too sure how much it costs. I'm sure it still costs the 800 credits. If they put it back to the 500 credits that they initially had it in the trailer, that would be absolutely fantastic, but I highly doubt they're going to do that. I wish they would, but they're probably not going to. But anyways, guys, I want to know your guys' opinion on this, because some of these prices are a lot more fair than what we saw for Fallout 4's Creation Club when it came out. And a lot of these mods are more intriguing to me than what we saw for Fallout 4. And that is saying a lot, because I honestly prefer Fallout over Elder Scrolls, just because I like the post-apocalyptic worlds over fantasy. I'm not saying I don't like fantasy. I absolutely love them both. I'm just saying Fallout has a little bit of an edge. But the thing is, I also like Skyrim better than Fallout 4, so maybe that's why. I'm not quite too sure. Let me know your thoughts down in the comment section below. I think the prices are a lot more fair, but I'm still holding out and really wanting to see some big quest mods or some DLC size stuff. That is what intrigues me the most. But anyways, guys, that is everything that is in Creation Club as of right now on the initial release date for Skyrim Special Edition. Hopefully you got something out of this video. You got to take a look at all the brand new creations on Creation Club. All I hope is that you got something out of this video. But anyways, until next time, this is Epoxy signing off.